A very warm welcome to one and all on our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having 3 sessions daily for new seekers to learn more about the basics of Sahaja Yoga. Um, and it's been now going on for quite some time, and many of you have joined and learned through these sessions. We have these sessions now at 8 a.m. in the morning, at 4:15 in the afternoon, and at 7:45 p.m. in the evening. So these sessions are all geared towards, as I mentioned, new seekers who want to know what is Sahaja Yoga, how to meditate, what is so different about it, and all those basic questions can be sort of answered here. And of course, we go for a meditation session before we finish it off. And if there are any questions, you can join the Zoom link and ask. The link for that is given on the YouTube chat, or you can write the questions on the YouTube chat itself. We'll try to answer in the end. Uh, just to mention before we start, there's a WhatsApp group. Again, you can learn much more by being there, and you can join that by clicking on the link given the YouTube chat. There are uh, two YouTube channels, one for these sessions, one for Shree Mataji's lectures. Again, you can join those for learning more. Of course, there's a link given for Sahaja Yoga centers all around the world. So, Sahaja Yoga, in fact, was started in 1970 by Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, whose photograph you can see right behind me. And it's now present in more than 150 countries now, practiced by people of all religion and all types all across the world. Um, so what we have today is actually a few slides, and generally we don't have these, and in fact, all the sessions are also in Hindi. Apart from the 3 sessions that I talked about, we have one session at 5:30 p.m. also in the evening for seekers who've now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. So all the sessions are in Hindi. We started one in English, this one on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for seekers who wanted to understand an English language. So this session we also use to sort of talk to the young folks more. But to be completely honest, it all stands true for all of us. Today we know that the youth, even the school going and college going and early working professionals, they're all really struggling a lot with many, many things. And to pull them towards something like this is, I think, absolutely critical, which is why we have a few slides that will talk about how they are struggling and how this can help. And then we will uh, talk more about our internal subtle system, etc. So let's just start now. Um, so the value proposition, as they say, uh, what we are talking about here is, de-stressing yourself, balancing yourself, and bringing yourself into total well-being. So the idea is about a complete well-being and not just one-off aspect of our life of just mental peace or emotional stability or something like that, because we're talking about our internal complete transformation, inner transformation. And when that happens, the roots of the tree, when they're treated, all of it can be put all right. So that is the thought process behind Sahaja Yoga, behind all of the center work that we are talking about. A statement that all of us would easily agree that today's environment is much more competitive than what it used to be 10 years or 20 years ago. For the young people, um, it is a mad race out there. And if you talk to a few young folks who are open about how they're feeling, you'll get to know what they're going through. So it's a fierce and aggressive environment that is built all around us. And their minds are full of worry. Um, so, of course, what college I'll get admission to, or what will be my career path, and how will I succeed, and I have to show to the world, and this and that, and my family and their relatives and their neighbors and neighbors' neighbors, what will they think of me, and all of that. I have to be better than my friends and my colleagues, and I'll work hard, and my job where I'm going, etc. And people are working really hard. Let's just put rest to the discussion of how much we should be working. We are not made for just working in offices. That is not life. That is not the whole of us. That is a very small part of our being. Of course, there are other aspects of how I look, how I appear, and what the other sex is thinking about me. People spend a lot of time and energy on that as well. So it's a complete hodgepodge of a mind, and it's not a good position to be in growing up. All of this leads to, of course, lack in self confidence. Such people become less and less attentive because they're all the time thinking, thinking, thinking. And when the elders talk to the young folks, it feels like there's a big barrier wall because the elders feel, is he even there? Is he present? And the younger one feels like they don't understand what I'm going through. So they become impatient and irritable, and we say that, these are just teenagers and all of that. This is not okay, this is not normal. This is just a Western concept that has come into our world as well. Of course, I mean, one can easily say they're not really enjoying lives if they are in this position. Stress, something that is so much talked about now today. Everybody you talk to has stress about something or the other. So it has become the most common thing. And if you go to the doctors with any small trouble, even stomach ache or something like that, they will tell you it's stress. Somewhat related to your stress or your lifestyle or something wrong that you're doing outwardly. And it's not just something to be treated with medicines. So it's become a common understanding now. And many research papers have now come. Shree Mataji has talked in her lectures in the 70s and 80s in detail about how one sort of personality and one sort of extremities into any particular direction leads to some diseases, particularly those kind of diseases and those kind of personalities inside our body. Because we are a complete whole being, and whatever extreme we go to on any aspect of our being, the other aspect suffers. And there's an imbalance that is created. So today, stress, anxiety, tension, all of this is, completely uh, easily understood, talked about, prevailing. People are going through loss of sleep. Insomnia is really growing very fast, and people are taking pills for that. Um, Something that is, I've seen personally, cured in a day, even in Sahaja Yoga. Um, a very bad side effect of all of this mad race, competition, and stress is heavy smoking, drinking, and drugs. The young people are taking to it, and their parents are worried like anything about it. Many are taking these things even out of, just fitting into our friend circle, because my friends are doing it, so I also must do it. If you go and party, then you must do it. Of course, there's a concept of work hard and party harder. I don't know why, but you go to extremes and extremes because of that. And this is a serious concern. Very, very young folks are starting, and something like drugs is essentially, it's one of the biggest concern points for the society as whole, for humanity as whole. And it's not just about fitting in, it's also about the stress that you take for the whole week, and then you just want to run away from it. So that escapism has come in, and that is also leading many people towards these things. So one asks the questions then, do we change the complete environment around us? No, we can't do that. Something inside again has to change for us to get out of all of this. The the illnesses mentioned here, I think we know more than the mentioned here, which are all caused because of stress and all of this thinking and all of that. One other concerning thing mentioned here is depression, and even school going kids are today reporting depression. It's really, I mean, we did not build all of this high tech world and all of this advancement so that our kids are depressed. It's really something that needs thinking. We need to step back and think it through. What are we doing? Where are we going wrong? So we are told that, stop stressing and just start living your lives. But the question is how? let's say somebody consoles me and I'm going into stress. Somebody comes and consults and tells me that it's okay, you can live your life with whatever you have and don't need to take stress, and you're very good the way you are, and just accept and be happy in life and all of that. But as soon as somebody calls me up and talks about something that they are doing, or I step out and see something, oh, I wish I was like that, I wish I had that, and something, again the same stuff starts, and you get into the same spiral. So there's no getting out of it. That is why it is called as the Maya Jal, the Maya of this world. And one cannot just leave all of this and go to the jungles and Himalayas and do tapasya. In a way, that's also running away from all of this. The real getting out of it is if you are in it and not affected by it. And that's the more difficult part, I could say. That is why people are talking about meditation now. And people are taking to other things also, because sometimes they just can't think of meditation. I cannot do all of this. I mean, this is for the elder folks, and I just don't know how to meditate. That's another aspect. But let's just look at the left side, which is mentioned as temporary. So many people get into exercises and jogging and a regime, a strict routine. That also sometimes helps people to not think too freely, because I'm not free to think. So I'm all the time working hard, and then I'm jogging and I'm pushing myself to my limits. And you read about very successful CEOs and founders and getting up early in the morning, jogging and eating well, and still getting heart attacks, or people working in the gyms getting heart attacks. Because in Sahaja Yoga, as we understand, when we work too much, we work on our Pingla Nadi, that's the right channel. And working is physically and mentally both. So all of that is done through this one-sided aspect. And when we also start, pushing ourselves physically, apart from all the work and thinking, we go too much to the extreme, and the left side, that is the heart, responds to it. I'm not saying we shouldn't exercise. We should do everything in balance. Of course, the Indian classical dance and music and arts, they have a great effect on our being, and they have a calming effect because they do tend to bring us into balance. But the point is that many of us can't even appreciate it well. And it is not a permanent solution. So the permanent solution is meditation. Meditation is the only way that we can get out of all of this and really get the peace and bliss that we are looking out for. We are looking out for something. Actually, if you look at it, all of this mad race and this competition is going on for what? If we realize it soon, we'll be happier in life, I think. But again, one forgets it, because we are looking out for some joy to come out of it. That maybe I'll earn enough and then I'll be happy. Or maybe I'll have a big house and cars and all of that, then I'll be happy. Or maybe I'll get this position and just that will be good for me and I'll lead a happy life. See, we want this happiness, this joy to come. But sometimes people feel that I get into a relationship and I'll be happy with that. All of this doesn't make us happy. And we learn it by exercising all of these things, by experiencing all of these things one by one by one. We learn, okay, this doesn't do it for me. This doesn't do it. As it is said, yan neti neti vachno, vachne nigamo. That is how you learn that by saying no to this doesn't work, this doesn't work for me. And that is how people progress. But we are looking out for something that is, we have not really understood what it is, for pure joy, for pure bliss. And unfortunately, this would not come out of these worldly things. This bliss and peace comes from within and through meditation. Now, the biggest question is, what is meditation? And how do I meditate? I don't know how to meditate. Many of my friends and people who come to Sahaj Yoga, they talk about, they also tried meditating through this technique or that technique, and or concentrating on something, or taking some mantras or some breathing exercises, pranayama, etc. But I just can't meditate. Everybody says that because it's something that you actually cannot do. Meditation is something that cannot happen by anything outwardly, it is something inside. So you cannot do asanas and think that you will meditate. You cannot read something and think that you will be able to meditate. So that becomes the biggest problem then. Okay, I've laid out all of this problem. I've said the solution is meditation, but then how do I meditate? I don't know how to meditate. So meditation is actually a state. It's not something that we do. We are in meditation once something happens inside us. Something has to happen inside to change us from within. It cannot be any outwardly thing because then anybody can do it. It's something so simple that anybody can do it outwardly and then get into meditation. No, it is something that happens inside, and it happens by the grace of somebody who is a realized person. Only a realized person can do this to another human being. Now, just for our mental understanding, what is meditation? If it is not concentrating on something, if it is not, taking some mantras, then what is, how do I come into meditation? You come into meditation by being thoughtless, by being thoughtlessly aware. You're completely aware, but you're not thinking. So, when is it that we are not thinking? Only when we are in the present. So, if you think about it, we are thinking all the time. We're thinking 24 hours. Even asleep, we are thinking, we are dreaming. Something is going on in our heads and it never stops. And that is why we are never really there, really present, and really enjoying what we have in front of us. So it's either the past or the future. Near past just happened yesterday, or day before yesterday, or months ago, years ago, or even my forefathers did this and all of that. Or it could be the future. I'll do this. I'll achieve that. Something, something, something. It just goes on and on. But all the time, it's like a pendulum. We are going from one to the other, and all the time thinking. Another representation is of thoughts, how they rise and fall, and we keep jumping from the cusp of one to the other, one to the other, and it is never ending. But what happens by this inner awakening is there's a pause that is created in between, a vilamb that gives us this thoughtless awareness and this peace of mind that we are looking out for. Now, as we said, in meditation, we are in thoughtless awareness. Now, there's something mentioned here which is a little bit difficult to understand because we're only seeking some peace and bliss and all of this, and why we're talking about growth in awareness and all of that. So it's quite interesting to understand this because um, we have come this far in our evolution from a unicellular organism to fishes to animals, and it has taken thousands and thousands of years, but we have come up to this human stage in awareness through an evolutionary process. And that evolutionary process, even as human beings, has continued, wherein as human beings, we have advanced so much. As a society, we know what is wrong, what is right. We know technology and art and so many other things that is helping us create all of this wonderful things all around. But if you look at it deeply, there are still so many bad things happening. And when you pick up any day's newspaper, you are left shocked. How can human beings be like this? Still so alarmingly horrible. So, and then you ask a question, that is this why God made us to be like this? Surely, if there's a God, then he would have thought of something better. There is a God, there is a creator who has created us very beautifully and has laid out the complete path. Up until now, our evolution has happened not in our awareness. We have not known that, yes, we have to choose this, we have to choose to become civilized. It has happened on its own. But now, the evolution, the last breakthrough that is still left, has to happen in our own awareness. We have to seek it and ask for it. And that breakthrough is what is Sahaja Yoga, is what is being talked about here. That awakening, that inner awakening, that will lead us to build a much better society. People who are self aware, are enlightened, can bring upon this beautiful society that we're talking about. So, all of this has been built in, and We just have to get to that last breakthrough and we'll achieve our highest. Sahaj Yoga, the name was coined by Shree Mataji in 1970 when she started Sahaj Yoga and has many connotations to it. The one is that it's simple, something very simple, because all living processes are actually simple. Sahaj also means spontaneous. It's something so simple and natural that it happens on its own. For example, you put a seed into the Mother Earth, it sprouts on its own. It just gets air, water naturally, and it works because that mechanism is built in the seed, and the Mother Earth knows how to do it. So that is how all living processes are. Our breathing, our digestion, all of this is built in. We don't actually do anything for it. The same way, this process, this awakening is also pretty much built in. It is a natural thing, something that happens on its own by the grace of somebody who's realized. Though that has been the tradition of our great country, where great rishi munis we have heard of have went to Himalayas and worked very hard, did tapasyas and all of that, and then got self-realization. Only one guru would give it to one shishya, one disciple. That has been the tradition up until now. And the method was quite difficult, particularly because in the past it was always talked about first putting yourself all right, first cleansing yourself, completely physically, mentally, emotionally, all chakras you work upon. It is said that ages and lives together they worked upon themselves and then finally got it. So how is it that it can happen so easily to us? Shrimataji said that this is the blossom time. In the past, the tree of life had one or two flowers here and there, but now many, many have to get it. And it's also the need of the hour, as we can say, as we can see, because otherwise the humanity is going where we don't know. But the method is also a little bit different. For example, in the past, it was like you have a lamp which has to be lit. But before putting the light on, first you put it all right. In the darkness, you just touch and feel and maybe figure out something is broken, the screws are not all right, it's not clean. So you just randomly do everything that you can to put it all right. And then when the guru decides, he puts on the light. Even out of many that would come to him, he would judge and test everybody and then finally give it to one person who he deems to be actually fit for it. But today, Shrimataji says that we want to put the light on first. Whatever the case may be, whatever the things may be wrong, let's just put the light on. And then in that light that is coming in, people can figure out on themselves what is wrong, and then corrections can happen with that light. So that is how Sahaja Yoga today is Mahayoga, because it's being given out to amas, and that's how the method has a little bit changed today. It's also something that was talked about in many of our scriptures in the past. Bhrigu Muni is considered the father of astrology. He has written a book called Bhrigu Samhita. He mentions a time will come, and that time translated to today's modern calendars is 1970, in fact, where he says that a time will come when people will get their self realization as grihasthas, as people living in their households. And then he describes a beautiful time afterward where people will really benefit and lead a beautiful life post that. There's a beautiful book called Nal Damayanti Akhyan, and it talks about King Nal, the great king, who was separated from his wife Damayanti by Kali, Kali whose yuga we live in, the great Ghor Kali Yuga as we talk about. And the king got hold of Kali and says that I'll destroy you because you are so bad. When your time will come, people will suffer so much. So he says, go ahead, O great king, but first listen to my importance. The king said, what could be your importance? He says that when my time will come, people living and searching for God in hills and dales today will be born as household people and will all get their self realization. Listening to this, the great king let him go. It is also something that we can see that because we are in these times, these modern times, as we say, are very bad times, that we are pushed towards searching for God. Shivadaji says, never in the history were so many people were really searching for God. They were religious, but they were not seeking something higher. They were seeking God. So these are the times that we are in, and something so great and precious has come in. So why not try it out? It's saying that you become your own gurus, your own doctors with Sahaj Yoga. Let's see how. This chart is now something that every one of us has seen somewhere or the other in some shape or form, with some details or not. But we'll just briefly spend a few minutes here and then go for a meditation session, as it will help us understand what we're talking about. All of us has this great mechanism built in. When we were in our mother's womb, energy that created us, we can say, entered from the top of our brain here. It's a bone that is very soft in small kids. If you've seen young ones, newly borns, it's a soft bone here, because this is the place of the entry of that power. When it enters, it refracts into three parts, because our brain is sort of prism shaped. And upon refraction, the energy coming from the right goes to the left. It creates this blue channel as it is shown. It's called as the Ida Nadi. Ida Nadi is the channel of our emotions, it's the channel of our past, it's the channel of our desires. On the gross, it controls our sympathetic nervous system on the left hand side. The energy coming from the left goes to the right in the yellow. It is called as the Pingla Nadi, which we talked about. It is the channel of our action, our physical action, mental action. It's the channel of our future. It governs our sympathetic nervous system on the right hand side. The energy coming in the center created these. First of all, the channel is called as Sushumna Nadi. It is the channel of our present. And these flower like things that we see are called as chakras. You can call them energy centers, whatever you like. You will realize that these energy centers are predominantly in the places where the uh, plexuses are also there. So on the gross, they manifest as the plexuses and control all our glands and everything. And they also govern the organs surrounding them. On the emotional and mental aspects, they govern many other aspects, and also on the spiritual aspect. So all of this is governed, our complete being is governed by these chakras and nadis inside us. This is the root that we talked about. So all of this creation is done, and basis the chakras and nadis, we are different personalities and different persons altogether. After all of this creation, the energy comes and settles down almost at the end of her spine. There is a bone called a sacrum bone. Very interestingly, it was named as sacrum by the Greeks. They probably knew there's something sacred about it. One can argue that the Indians must have told them at some point of time, but there was some repo. Any which ways, it's called as a sacrum bone, and the energy comes and settles down in 3.5 coils there. Uh, Coils in Sanskrit is kundal, and this being our mother energy, our mother power, she's called as kundalini. She's our mother power, we said. She's our actual individual mother. She's been with us all of our lives. And her only goal and aim is to give us our second birth, our self realization. A self realized person is called as Dvijaha in Sanskrit. A bird is also called as Dvijaha. Dvijaha means twice born, because a self realized person first knows, until he's not realized, he knows the world as it is, as we know. But when he breaks through, like a bird would break through the egg and see the world for what it is, that's when he truly knows. That's when the knowledge comes to him. And that is exactly what is going to happen to us. And that is the situation that we are in today. So this energy comes and settles down here. The awakening of Kundalini again and piercing through the Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra means Brahma means the divine, Randra means the whole. The whole to meet the divine is here. So awakening of this Kundalini piercing through these chakras, and this final point here leads to our self-realization. That is what is to be done in the name of spirituality, in the name of higher seeking, in the name of God and divine. This is the ultimate goal. This is what completes us. This is what, in a way, gives us what we are truly looking for. Kundalini is also called as the energy of our pure desire. We have so many desires today, as we talked about. Even when we fulfill them, we are not satisfied. This is the thing that will give us true satisfaction and joy. When this piercing happens, we are connected with the divine that is all around. We have been told since childhood in Hindu religion that Kan Kan mein Bhagwan means every molecule and atom you have God. But we have never truly known and felt him. We know it in our hearts, maybe. We believe in him and we know. But to really know it as something as for sure on a nervous system, as hot and cold, that is what we're talking about here. So hot and cold is a good um, example here, because what will happen is that once this breakthrough happens, the energy starts flowing through us and we feel it as cool vibrations on our hands. Cool vibrations is something that is described again. Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya that came, he was the one who established the Char Dham and all of that. He talked about this in a book called Saundarya. The book itself means beautiful vibrations. The name means beautiful vibrations. He says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Salilam, Salilam Chaitanya. That means cool, cool vibrations. And in Bible, it is said that when the Holy Ghost will come, you'll feel the cool breeze. Of course, they don't know what is the Holy Ghost. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, his resurrection time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. So it is something that is talked about quite, I would say, not so openly, but in many places. So, how do hands give witness against you is again something quite interesting. So, you also may feel hot in the beginning, which is okay. That is how we are being cleared out. And some of the chakras, so the chakras are represented here, 5 fingers, 6 and 7. So, you can see the numbering here according to the color coding is also given. All that is new. That part is never told in the past. Shree Mataji put that out for us. So we feel, let's say I feel a lot of heat coming out of this particular finger or itching sensation in meditation, sort of unpleasant. Then I'll ask, what is this? Okay, this is Agya chakra, this is hair. Then why does it get like this? Because this chakra is not okay. It's being worked upon. It's being worked upon by the Kundalini. So when this chakra is not okay, when we get very angry, very egoistical person, bombastic people, such may get this chakra caught up. So then the person knows and tries to settle down a little bit. But the correction is not done by himself. The correction is done by this power within. Because you cannot correct yourself even when you know it. You may try a little bit, but the actual thing happens by the divine energy. So as you raise it more and more and you meditate with that, that is when slowly and gradually, these problems inside us resolve, we become better, and at times physical problems also get cured inside yoga. But that's not what we are talking about here. That's not the goal. That may happen as a byproduct, though. So there's a lot to talk about inside yoga, and there are thousands of lectures by Shrimataji where she clearly puts everything out for us to know. But for now, this much is enough. And let's get into meditation, which is the most important bit. So, if you are sitting on the ground, please sit cross legged as it is shown here. You can open both your palms in your lap. And if you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, you can put both your feet apart as is shown here. We'll sit straight, not very straight, not slouching, just in a normal position. And if there's anything tight on our body, we can loosen it, take out the spectacles because our eyes will be closed. For now, let's just see the steps that we are going to do. There are a few steps to help ourselves before we get into meditation. We'll just see them for now, and later on, we'll do these steps with our eyes closed. So, first of all, we'll put the right hand on the Mother Earth, and the left hand will be open in our lap as is shown here. This is for balancing ourselves. Right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand in her lap. Then we bring the right hand back into a lap and put the left hand up from the elbow like this towards the sky. Then we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Now you can bring the hands back into your lap. So we are doing the steps right now with the eyes open. Later on, we'll do them with the eyes closed. Now, all the next steps are to be done with our right hand only. So the right hand, we place it on our heart. Right hand on our heart, left hand open in our lap. Then we place this right hand on our forehead and bend our head forward a little. We'll have some prayers going on throughout these steps. Then what we do is push our right hand completely, I mean the fingers we push back and place the center of our palm at the top of our head, which at the fontanelle bone, this was a soft bone when we were kids, and press it hard here. While pressing, we'll move it in a clockwise direction. We'll move the palm while pressing in a clockwise direction so that our scalp also moves along with it. Then, after a while, we'll see the cool breeze coming out of our head and touching our palm. We'll see it with both of our hands. And in the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up towards the sky and open our palms towards the sky and push back our head. Now, these are all the steps to be done. And we'll do them now in meditation. One can ask a question that, is this enough to do these steps and have these prayers? The answer to that is no. As we said, we need a realized person to give it to us. Shivaji Maharaj the Great once asked his Guru Ramdas Swami that Ramdas Swami was a great realized soul, by the way. So he asked that how long does it take for one to get their self-realization? So the Guru answered by saying that the time you take to bring your leg from one side of the horse to the other, that means that shan, he said. It happens that very second. But you need someone who can give it and you need someone who can take it. Today we have to become the ones who can take it. With utmost sincerity, humility, and ardentness, we have to sit with the only thought in our minds that I want to get my self realization. Shree Mataji's photograph is very special. It emanates those vibrations that makes this great happening inside possible. Let us just put aside all our questions and doubts for a while and see for ourselves if this can happen. We should not miss this great opportunity because of our thoughts again. We'll sit cross-legged if sitting down, or put our feet apart if sitting on a chair or a sofa, and open both of our palms in our lap. Sit straight, not very straight, not slouching. Take out anything tight on our body so that our attention does not go there. You can also take out spectacles and caps if wearing. Look at Shree Mataji's photograph and have the only thought in our minds that I want my self-realization. Slowly close our eyes. Bring our attention inside. Just see what is happening there right now. Now we'll do the steps that we had just seen. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap as it is and bring the right hand, place it on the Mother Earth. Left hand open in our lap as it is and the right hand placed on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. We'll bring our attention to our left hand and see what is happening there right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel, my Ida Nadi, through the Mother Earth. Now let's bring the right hand back into our lap. The left hand would be put towards the sky by bending our elbow. Right hand in our lap, left hand towards the sky. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my right channel through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my right channel through the ether element. We'll also bring our attention to both of our palms and just see what is happening there right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Now we shall place both of our hands on the Mother Earth and pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Now we can bring both of our hands back into our lap. We'll keep the left hand open in our lap as it is and do the next steps only with our right hand. Left hand in our lap, right hand on our heart. Right hand on our heart. We'll press it here so that we feel the heartbeat. This is the place of the spirit inside us, the Atma, which is the reflection of Paramatma inside all of us. And the Atma is the only eternal thing. Rest all, this body, mind, thoughts, personality, whatever we think of ourselves, is all momentary, is all fleeting. The only eternal thing is the spirit inside us. So we have to say a great truth here. Mother, I am the pure spirit. I am nothing else but the pure spirit. With full confidence, because this is the great truth. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but the pure spirit. Now, as I am the pure spirit, I am not guilty at all. I am not guilty of anything. There is one chakra that gets caught up because of us feeling guilty for everything. And because of that particular chakra, we do not feel the vibrations. So it's very important that we forgive ourselves and leave all of it at the lotus feet of the divine God, who is the ocean of love, forgiveness, mercy. Whatever wrong we think we may have done, just forget it and say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Thus, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. With full confidence again. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we'll bring the right hand to our forehead, where we place the bindi or tilak and put it across and press it from both the sides like we would in a headache. And while pressing, bend our head forward a little. While pressing from both sides, we'll bend our head forward a little. Here, we have to forgive everyone. We have to forgive without remembering anything or anyone, just a blanket forgiveness to all. And say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. And really, truly forgive. Just forgive everyone. O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. You can bring our right hand back into our lap to rest it a little bit. Now, once again, we bring the right hand at the top of our head on the fontanelle bone area and press our palm at the fontanelle bone area and push back our fingers completely. Push back our fingers, place the center of the palm on the fontanelle bone area and press. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that the scalp also moves along with it. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp also moves along with it. And we'll keep doing this for a while till we pray. We'll also bend our head forward a little bit. Here we have to very respectfully and humbly ask for our self realization. Without us asking for it, we cannot get it. So we have to say that, Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please may I have my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. Can bring the hand back into our lap. Keep our attention where our hand was just now and sit in meditation for a few seconds now. Let us bring our hands a little up in our from our lap, just a few inches above, up to our heart, and open our palms completely. Look at the center of her palms. Bring our attention there. See if there is a cool breeze coming out of her hands, her palms. One hand or both the hands. It can also be hot in the beginning. Just watch it. It can be a subtle feeling, so we look at it closely. Now bring your attention to the ends of your fingers, the tips. See if one or the other finger has a little bit of a itching or a hand crawling sort of sensation. It could also be heat. These are our chakras being worked upon by the Kundalini. It's the first validation that this great happening has started inside of us. Now we bring our right hand back to the top of our head where we had pressed and moved the scalp and raise it just a couple of inches above the fontanelle bone area and move it back and forth. See if a cool breeze is coming out of one particular place and touching your palm. It can again be a very minute thing to look at, very subtle, so look at it carefully. Move the hand back and forth and see. Bring the hand back into your lap and see the same thing with our left hand. The left palm center just a few inches above our fontanelle bone area. Move it back and forth and see if there's a cool breeze coming out and touching our palm. Now in the last step, we'll put both of our hands completely up towards the sky, open our palms towards the sky and push back our head. Here, we have to ask one of these three questions three times. Oh God, is this the divine power that does everything? Is this the Param Chaitanya, Brahma Chaitanya? Is this the divine energy, the cosmic energy? Any question you can ask three times. Bring your hands back into your lap. In the answer to those questions, the vibrations would have improved on your hands. We'll keep our hands open in our lap and our attention at the top of our head for a few more seconds and sit in meditation. We'll again raise our hands a little bit up to our heart's level and see the vibrations on our hands. This great happening has happened inside us now as we feel the Chaitanya. We bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini Mother inside for this blissful experience. For those of us who have recently joined, it's been a few sessions only, I would request you to continue attending these sessions for a while, as it may take some time to really grasp what we're talking about and really establish this experience and the understanding of vibrations. What has happened today is like a sprouting of a seed. we have to grow it into a tree. That is our responsibility. By giving it daily sunlight and water in the form of meditation, only 5 to 10 minutes in the morning and the evening is needed. And once a week, we go for collective meditation sessions. The centers all around the world, you can find them in the link given in the YouTube chat. It is very important that we go there as our growth really happens in collectivity. Once again, it is completely free of cost. Sahaj Yoga doesn't charge you for anything anywhere. So I would urge you to go there and learn more. Also, there are some things to be learned in Sahaj Yoga of how to meditate at home, how to protect ourselves, how to cleanse ourselves daily with foot soaking process, etc. All of this can be learned on the YouTube channel. There are short videos given on that. Also, the link for that YouTube channel is given in the YouTube chat. There is a WhatsApp group again where you can join and learn more. The link to that is given in the YouTube chat itself. Somebody has asked about a session in Hindi. I'm sorry that today's session was in English. We have three sessions daily, one in the morning at 8, one in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m., and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are in Hindi language. Only on Sunday morning, we started one in English for seekers who requested to understand in English. You can attend any of these other sessions to learn more in Hindi language. There is one more session going on daily at 5:30 p.m. for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. This session is again being held daily with a large collective joining. You can join that too after a while. You can share the links to people who think may benefit from us and bring as many people as possible to this. And once again, requesting you to continue attending to establish yourself. As there are no more questions, we'll end the session here today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji.